What's up, guys? The Snowman here, and today I've got my 2020 Champions League group stage draw reaction and preview. The groups are officially set, 8 groups of 4 teams each. So today I'm going to give my thoughts, talk about some fun storylines, the best matchups, and maybe make some predictions for the 2020-21 Champions League season. So these are the groups for the 2020-21 Champions League season, back to a relatively normal schedule and format this year. The group stage takes place from October to December. Knockout stage from February to May. And let's look at each group individually now. In Group A, the 4 teams are Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, RB Salzburg, and Lokomotiv Moscow. For Munich, they're coming off a fantastic season, the reigning Champions League titleists. They're coming off 5 trophies in just the last few months. Won the Bundesliga, the DFB Pokal, Champions League, UEFA Super Cup, and the German Super Cup as well. They're the most complete squad in the world, and they've got to be the title favorites. Most bookies are giving them the best odds to win. Atletico Madrid, they made some noise last year, knocked out the defending champs Liverpool in the round of 16 before falling to Leipzig in the quarterfinals. For me, they're always going to be a threat in the UCL with Diego Simeone at the helm. He did have to take some time off after testing positive for COVID recently, but they are never an easy out in the Champions League. The whole is always greater than the sum of the individual parts. And now Atletico adding Luis Suarez to extend a long lineage of excellent strikers. The Uruguayan will surely bolster the attack. Salzburg, they finished first in Austria last year in the Champions League, finished third in their group behind Liverpool and Napoli. And then Lokomotiv Moscow, kind of underrated to me. They got playmakers like Miranchuk and Eder. Fedor Smolov is clinical up front, and they brought in Grigor Krakowiak last year. So I like Lokomotiv, but I think Bayern the heavy favorite to advance, and you figure Atletico will finish in second. In Group B, it's a pretty interesting blend of teams. You have Real Madrid, Shakhtar Donetsk, Inter Milan, and Borussia Mönchengladbach. For Real, they're coming off a La Liga title last year. I love Real's chances in this group. They've got the defensive experience to collect a multitude of clean sheets. Not just the defense, but Casemiro, one of the best ball winners at defensive mid. He sits in front of the back 4. The offense did take a hit, a somewhat acrimonious departure for Gareth Bale over the offseason. He's back at Tottenham, but of course we know nobody's won more Champions League titles than Real's 13, and Zinedine Zidane will have his men ready. Donetsk, they ran away with the title in Ukraine last year in the Champions League group stage, did make the semifinals of the Europa League. Inter Milan is a pretty hot team right now. They've got big Romelu Lukaku scoring goals. Arturo Vidal is now in the midfield after playing last year in Barca. Pretty tough team to break down with their 5-back formation. I also like Mönchengladbach's defensive record. They've got a lot of great athletes on the pitch, qualified by finishing 4th in the Bundesliga last year. So between those 3 teams, the non-Real Madrid teams, it's going to be a good fight for second place in Group B. I think Madrid wins it though, and Inter goes through as well for me. Group C then is perhaps the group of life. Manchester City getting a little bit of group luck again. It's Porto, City, Olympiacos, and Marseille. For Porto, they just won their 29th Primeira Liga title, edging out Benfica in the Portuguese domestic league. For City, last year bowing out in the quarterfinals again. The European nightmare seemed never ending. They've been hard stuck in those quarterfinals the last 3 years now, and Pep Guardiola's guys have got to patch up some of the defensive follies. City was gouged by Leicester about a week ago for 5 goals, so there's some huge defensive question marks surrounding City. There's already some rumors about Pep's potential exit from the club after this season. It's definitely a make or break year, but I don't think that this Group C is going to threaten City's backline too much. Olympiacos, they're a good team though, just 1 league defeat last year in 36 matches, and then Marseille, the French club, they're going to try to duplicate Lyon's miraculous run last year. Maybe they can make a deep run, but again, I like City getting lucky here again. They're going to finish in first, and Olympiacos is my runner-up for Group C. In Group D, there's definitely tons of goals to be had in this particular group. We see Liverpool, Ajax, Atalanta, and FC Midtjylland. Liverpool, winning their first English League title in 30 years last year, and they did suffer a massive shock defeat after extra time in the round of 16 to Atletico Madrid, but Liverpool was able to fortify their midfield by bringing in Thiago from Bayern Munich. He should help feed that 3-headed beast up front in Salah, Mane, and Firmino. Ajax, we know they were the darlings of the 2018 UCL, making the semifinals, upending both Real Madrid and Juventus that tournament. They sold most of their young talent the last couple of years, but still have a few crowd favorites like Dusan Tadic, Atalanta. They were such a fun team last year. Easily led Serie A in terms of goals scored. 98 goals in 38 league matches, blasted 8 goals in their Champions League round of 16 bout versus Valencia. And they were the first Serie A team in 70 years to have 3 different players with 15 or more league goals in one season. Zapata, Muriel, and Ilicic. All 3 are back with the team, so I think Atlanta will advance in this group, Liverpool as well. In Group E, it is Sevilla, Chelsea, Krasnodar, and Stade Rennes. Sevilla, they did not participate in the Champions League last season. However, they did collect a record 6th Europa League title, truly the kings of the Europa League. That's the most of all time, and all of those titles coming since 2006. Sevilla, they brought back Ivan Rakitic over the offseason to add just a touch of class in the midfield. I also love some of the offseason moves by Chelsea. Christian Pulisic's transition to London has been seamless, and then bringing in the 2 Germans in Werner and Havertz. Werner at striker, 28 goals in the Bundesliga last year. That was just second to Lewandowski, and then Havertz on the wing. They just seem like a squad with a ton of energy at the moment. Krasnodar and Rennes. I like Rennes. They're a good French team. Just edged out Lille for the final spot from France. 5 games into the new season, and they do actually sit atop League 1. So they're going to try to be the first non-PSG French champion since Monaco back in 2017. But I would be absolutely shocked if it's not Sevilla and Chelsea out of Group E. Moving on to Group F now, and it is the Russian giants Zenit St. Petersburg, also Borussia Dortmund, Lazio, and Club Brugge. For Zenit, they won the Russian Premier League last year, and in the Champions League, they were in great position to get out of their group, but fell 3-0 to Benfica on match day 6, so did not make it out of the group. They're going to look to feed crosses into the big, imposing Artem Dzyuba. His 17 goals led the Russian Premier League last year. Dortmund, they had some heartbreak in the round of 16 last Champions League. Lost to PSG after a 2-1 first leg lead. But they bring back a surplus of young talent, including the second leading scorer in the Champions League last year, Erling Haaland. The 20-year-old netted 10 goals last season. Jadon Sancho, Gio Reyna doing great things for Dortmund as well. You've got Lazio again, and Bruges. They field mostly Belgian players on their squad. I like Dortmund to finish on top in Group F, and then Zenit holding off Lazio for number 2. All right, and looky what we have here in Group G now. It is Juventus, Barcelona, Dinamo Kiev, and Ferencvaros. Juventus, we'll start with them. They're coming off their 9th consecutive Serie A title, but the round of 16 upset loss to Lyon, where it was 2-2 on aggregate. Away goals was the difference. Cristiano, though, still going strong at age 35. He had a brace just over the weekend against Roma, so he's always going to give you a chance, the 5-time Champions League winner. They still got Bonucci and Chiellini manning the center back positions. I want to talk about Barcelona because, they had an infamous loss to Bayern in the quarterfinals last year, 8-2. That's not an aggregate score. That was a single-game scoreline just about a month and a half ago. Bayern undressing the feeble Barcelona defense. Of course, the big news, though, Barca did retain their living legend Lionel Messi after months of exit rumors. They elected not to keep Luis Suarez, though, but questions for me are never going to be about Barca's attack. It'll always be about their defense. So, I don't think Gerard Piqué has much left in the tank. He seems pretty washed. Jordi Alba as well. They're going to be flashy in the midfield and attack, but I don't see Barca as a true title contender. But I don't think anybody cares about that. We all want to see Ronaldo versus Messi for the 36th and 37th time in their illustrious careers. They've already met 35 times. Messi has 16 wins, Ronaldo 10. 22 goals from Messi, 19 for Ronaldo. So we're not going to see those guys match up, against each other for probably too much longer. So just enjoy it while you can. I'm so happy that we get these guys in the same group. It's going to be awesome. And of course, both Juve and Barcelona will move on to the knockout stage. And finally, we get to Group H. There's not really a group of death in this Champions League draw, but if I had to pick a strongest group, I guess I would say it's Group H. You see PSG, Manchester United, Leipzig, and Istanbul Başakşehir. PSG, they finished runners-up last year. Incredible run to the final. They're always so good in domestic play, but last year they put it together in Europe too. Neymar was on another level in the knockout rounds, just embarrassing defenders left and right. They did lose Thiago Silva. He's gone to Chelsea, but with Neymar, Kylian Mbappe, Angel Di Maria, Keylor Navas in the net, they're going to be disappointed with anything less than the trophy this year. Man United, honestly, I feel like United is one of the weaker teams in this competition. Their odds are up there with Chelsea, Atletico Dortmund, teams like that, but I think their ceiling is lower than those kind of teams. They've been kind of getting lucky with some some penalty goals lately, and of course they've got the pedigree, but it would actually mildly shock me if Man U got out of this group stage, because you do have Leipzig, who made that Cinderella run all the way to the semi-finals last year. They demolished Tottenham, beat Atletico in the quarters. So it's always cool to see one of the unexpected teams rise to the occasion and make history, from Leipzig to Ajax the year before, and Monaco. Full props to Leipzig for what they accomplished last year. Although their goal-scoring machine, Timo Werner, is now a member of Chelsea. That's a big loss. And then I want to talk about Istanbul. They got their first ever title in Turkey last year. It was a rare year where the Turkish champs weren't Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, or Besiktas, but they've got a couple of old vets that you probably recognize, Martin Skrtel and Demba Ba. I actually like Istanbul to get out of this group. I think they finish in second in front of Man U and Leipzig, and PSG wins it, goes into the knockout stage. All right, thank you so much for watching my Champions League draw reaction and preview. Please let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment. Let me know who you think is going to win the title this season. And thanks a lot for watching. If you want more soccer and football content, please subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media. I'll be back real soon. Thanks a lot. Cheers.